Hey y'all, welcome back to Global Soul. And today we are making Egg Foo Young, but not just any Egg Foo Young, honey. We are making chicken and broccoli Egg Foo Young. Now, I did not realize that Egg Foo Young is actually just it's just the omelet that's fried. So instead of the same old shrimp Egg Foo Young, we are going to kick it up like 20,000 notches, and we are going to make a chicken and broccoli Egg Foo Young. This is my first time making it. I'm so excited. And come on, y'all, let's cook. All right, y'all. So these are the ingredients that we're using today. Broccoli. This is about 2 cups of broccoli, and it's 2 cups of chicken that I just literally just sauteed, and that's 2 cups, and this is 2 cups. I seasoned the broccoli a little bit, blanched it off just a little bit, and that's it. Raw onion, flour, cornstarch. Here's the type of bean sprout that I use, but these are the bean sprouts. They're washed and clean. I'm actually going to cut them up. Salt, white pepper, 6 eggs, a little bit of seasoning sauce, a little bit of soy sauce, and this is just chicken broth that we're going to use to make the gravy. And this is all that we're using. Here's our pan with our rings to make our Egg Foo Young. Okay, y'all, we are back, and this is very easy to do, so let's not complicate it. All we're going to do is basically dump and go. We're going to see how much we want. I'm going to put this chicken in. Make sure your chicken is not hot, because you have the eggs, of course, and you don't want the eggs to you don't want to scramble the eggs, okay? So I'm going to start with that much chicken. I'm going to put this broccoli in. Add my onion, just like that. And you can add onion according to how much you like. We like onion. My family loves onion, so I'm going to add a nice amount of onion. But if you don't like a lot of onion, by all means, do not. Don't use as much. But the flavor, it really and it cooks as it's in the omelet. So this is actually raw onion. But if you don't want it raw, you can cook it a little bit. These are the bean sprouts. I chopped them up, and I'm just going to stick them in a bowl just like that. Then I'm just stirring it like this, just like so, just to incorporate everything. And then all you're going to do, literally, is add your egg. 1, 2, 3. So I have 6 eggs. I might need one more. I'm not sure. I'm going to see. But usually you can say, judge it by each egg makes a cake, okay? So however that's going to look for us, that's how we're going to do it. And you're just going to stir in those eggs like that. You don't want to overbeat it, overmix it. Just going to beat it until it's incorporated. And the chicken is seasoned. Now, you can, if you wanted to, you can even use like the chicken like they have at Sam's or something like that, Costco's, and just use that if you want a quick, easy meal. You see how quick it is to just throw together. It really is not that It's very simple. And I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to taste, and white pepper. A little bit of sesame oil. About, I would say maybe a teaspoon of sesame oil. Not too much, just a little bit. And I do have a little bit of garlic powder I put on the broccoli when I cooked it. I think I'm going to add one more egg, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of flour to this. Not much at all, just a little bit. I'm going to take this, move this out the way. Take this off the fire because you don't want your pan too hot while I'm doing this. And so that was like maybe a tablespoon of flour. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. I'm going to see. But I am going to do 7 eggs. So it's going to be 7 eggs instead of 6 eggs. Simply because you see how I want a little bit more egg. It's a lot of mixture in here. So let me get another egg. Okay, y'all. So this is our Egg Foo Young mixture. All we're going to do is just take it and like lay it in here gently. And just let it fry up. Just a little bit, and then we'll take the rings off. We're going to do it again. Lay it in here gently. Just like that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit of this oil and just spoon it over top to help our cakes cook nice and even on top before we take it off. Now we're just going to take our rings off like so. Put that right on top of there, just like that. I'm going to take this one off. Just like that. Just spoon some oil over top. Take that one off. And this one. Spoon that oil. Now, see how this is? I'm just going to take this. I'm going to let this set up a little bit more. Turn this up. You have to be careful because you don't want it to fry as hard as you would like chicken. So you want it on like 300, 312. You definitely don't want it too, but you don't want it to get like real greasy either. So we're just going to let that cook for a second. Then we're going to turn. I'm just going to use this. Oh, see that? So that one didn't, that still had to sit a little bit long. So that's how you know, trial and error. So that's what we're going to let those cook just a little bit longer. And then we'll turn it. Because once you turn it, it's really almost done. As you can see, the egg and everything is set. It's just the stuff on top. So let's do it like this. Like that. And like that. And like that. See how beautiful they came out? Now we're about to get her too. And all we're going to do is just spoon a little bit of oil on to help it to cook. You want all that egg to cook really well. Just like so. And see how it's starting to puff up? Nice and pretty. Like an omelet. It's taking its time because if it was too fast, it's not over browning, but it's puffing nicely. You see how it's getting nice and puffy? And that's what you want. You want it to be nice. The cake to be nice and fluffy. Now, okay. So what we're going to do is just take it out of the oil now. See how this is nice and fluffy, guys? You see that? I'm going to let it cook just a little bit longer on this side. Okay, now we're just going to do the rest of these. And these are what the other ones look like. So it's so easy. We're just going to stick it in like that. Let me take this a little bit off the fire because the pan is a little hot. I don't want it to cook too fast. And just like that. You see how we get that egg mixture in there? Just like that. And I'm going to do these exactly like I did the other ones. We're just going to let them cook a little bit, and then we're going to turn them, and then we're going to make our gravy. So I will be right back when these are done. You guys see how nice and golden and beautiful, how much this has, it just rises, it puffs up just like an omelet does. You see how nice and thick it's getting? Look at this one. Look how beautiful and thick that is. You see that? It's going to be a beautiful thick cake. And that's all you want to do. Just spoon a little bit of oil. You don't want your oil too hot, too hot. Let's see what it is. Let's see what the temperature is so I can tell you guys. So it's at 302, 303. So around 303. So it's not as hot as you would fried chicken, like 350. So you want it on between 300 and like 305 maybe. That way your egg can cook nicely inside. Your cake won't over brown. And you'll have a beautiful fluffy cake that's all cooked inside, because that's key. You want your egg to cook inside. So we're just giving it a nice little oil bath. Okay guys, and this is what it looks like coming out. See how nice and fluffy and beautiful that is? Look at that. That one can go a little bit longer. I feel like that one. This one's done. And see that? It's just beautiful. You see the thickness of that cake? And the beautiful golden color? It's just gorgeous. That's how you do chicken and broccoli egg foo young. All right, guys, we are back, and now we're going to make the gravy. This is really simple. You got to excuse the mess. This is real life. This is really my kitchen, and I make a mess when I cook, okay? I'm not a neat cook. So, our gravy's nice. I pour some oil off in this can, and this is about how much oil I have left. So you kind of want equal parts flour and oil. I'm going to add a little cornstarch in here, just a little bit. And we're just going to do like that. So that was actually about, I would say about a tablespoon. So we're probably going to do like 2 tablespoons of flour, okay? We're just going to do it like that. And that would, so it's always equal parts any kind of fat, whether it's oil, whether it's butter, equal parts fat and equal parts flour, okay? That's how you start a gravy. That's how you make the gravy. That's how you start a gravy. And we're just going to put that in the pan, let it cook for about a minute. Just cook out that flour taste. That's still a little watery, so I'm just going to add a little more flour, and I'll show you the consistency I'm looking for, because I can only judge by consistency. But this is like the consistency I'm looking for, okay? You see that, guys? Almost like a light pancake batter if you was to make pancakes. And this is our broth. And I'm going to tell you exactly how much broth this is. I think this is a 2 or 3 cup. So you're just going to take this and you're going to mix this in real well, kind of fast. And sometimes you hit it on the nose and sometimes you don't. So we're going to see if this is enough flour. Because of course we want a thicker gravy. We don't want a sauce. We want a gravy. So a gravy is thicker. Okay? And for that, it has to reach a boil to thicken up. For your flour to start to cook and thicken up. And that's just the stuff from the Egg Foo Young that's floating in the pan. So I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce just to taste, okay? So just like that, maybe about a tablespoon. To taste and for color. And then I have Gravy Master, and I'm just going to put a cap full. Okay, let me see. Just going to put a cap full of Gravy Master. And see how that gravy is thickening up? Now, if it gets too thick, you can always add some water to it, or if you have more broth left, you can add more broth, okay? I have these onions from leftovers, so I'm just going to throw those in there. I see my gravy getting nice and thick, so I'm going to add us a little bit of water to thin it out, just a little bit. And I'll show you the consistency I'm looking for. See how that's bubbling up nice and thick, so I'm going to go in slow because I don't want to add too much water, thin it out too much. But you know that Egg Foo Young gravy is nice and thick. It's not too thin. Okay. Okay, I'm going to let that cook down for a second. And I'll be right back. I'm going to let that cook for about 5 minutes. And then I'll be right back. All right, y'all. And this is the consistency that we want our gravy to be. So, see, you want it to stick to that rice and stick to that Egg Foo Young. Here's our Egg Foo Young. I'm going to put a little bit more gravy on it because I like a lot of gravy. Now, I'm going to show you all this. Can y'all see the inside of that? See that? Listen, if y'all make this the way I showed you, I promise you, it tastes just like it came from the Chinese store. It is so good. It's really good. The gravy is the perfect thickness. See how it sticks? You don't want it all running all over the place. Nice and, you know, it's supposed to stick to your food. And the cake is nice and fluffy, moist, but it's got that little crispiness on the outside. I promise you, this is so good. Please try this recipe. I mean, somebody try it. If you like it, give me a like. I would love for you to subscribe and share it with a friend. Thank you guys so much for joining me. See you next time.